The purpose of this presentation is to understand the basic idea of order of operations. Okay, this is a skill that students often struggle, even though it involves simple steps, understanding the steps, the reasons, and when do we use such steps. Uh, Order of operation doesn't have to do only with math. We use order of operation in many things in our life. For example, let's say you're driving your car and you get a flat tire, and because you're in a hurry, you need to replace the tire so you can get to your destination. It could be work or school. So, how do you change a flat tire? So, as you can see, we have a problem that has to be solved, and your goal is to replace the flat tire with a new one so you can get to your destination. So if you think carefully, to solve this problem involves steps, and that's what is order of operations. Okay, a list of steps that must be followed in order to solve a problem. All right. Now, why do we need order of operations? Well, if you look at this comic strip illustrate one of the reasons we need order of operations. Okay, and I'm sure you have experienced this many times in your life, that you and someone else do not agree on a solving a particular problem, so you need to come on an agreement, on a consensus of what is the appropriate way of solving the problem. And that's why we need order of operations. We need to come to an agreement so everybody involved solving the problem gets the same answer. All right. Now, when do we use order of operation? We use order of operations every time you have, in this case, a math problem that involves more than one arithmetic operation: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, exponents, etc. Okay, one easy way to remember this list of steps, the order of operations, is using the keyword PEMDAS, or some of you like to use please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay, but I'm going to use PEMDAS. And the letter P represents parentheses, which means you have to simplify inside the parentheses first. Then the next thing you're going to simplify in your expression, in your math problem, is the exponents. By the way, all of these are done from left to right. Why? Because that's the way we read and write. Okay, and that's what we're going to do in math also. The next thing you do is multiplication and division. And finally, addition and subtraction, everything from left to right. Let's say we had this problem. The first thing we're going to solve, or simplify, I should have said, is inside the parentheses. So what is 3 minus 5? Well, 3 minus 5 is negative 2. The next thing to simplify is the exponent, negative 2 to the second power, which in this case, it will be positive 4. What is the next thing to do here? Well, multiplication. However, we have two of them. So remember, we do everything from left to right. So we're going to do first 2 times 4, and then the next multiplication we're going to do is 3 times 2. So I'm going to have here now 8 plus 6, and then I'm going to subtract 4. Now what I'm going to do next, from left to right, you're going to do the addition first, and then the subtraction. So 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 take away 4 is going to be 10. Okay, here's some other examples. Okay, what happened? We have a problem with parentheses. Well, we do the parentheses first, then we multiply, and then we add. What happened? We have exponents. Well, we're going to do the exponent first, then we're going to multiply, and then we add. What happened? We have multiplication and division. Careful here. Remember, multiplication or division, you do the first one that comes from left to right. In this case, I'm going to do 16 divided by 2, and then I multiply by 4. And then let's say we have an addition and subtraction. Well, here I'm going to do first the multiplication, but then I have a subtraction and addition, so I need to do first the subtraction, and then I add. Now, what is the idea of what you're going to do in the class? Well, you're going to make an expression that contains all the operations, so the result is going to be 3. Here is an example of one of my students created, so the answer is 5. All right, and that was the classwork. All right, I hope this helps.